Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Jake, if you could do roll call, please.
Keisha Johnner,
Here.
Mark Ramey,
Here.
Steve McCombs.
Here.
Entertain a motion for today's agenda.
Make a motion, to approve today's agenda. Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
and Johnner.
Aye. Item number 3 is communications.
I have none.
Okay. All right. None. Moving on to the public comments. This is the portion of the agenda during which we could hear the public comments that are not on the agenda below. These could become possible future topics. Is there any public comments? You see none, Minnie? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on. Entertain a motion to, for today's consent agenda.
Move we approve today's consent agenda. Second.
Ramey.
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
On to business. Item number 1 is a receive and file of Marion County Treasurer FY 22 and 23 annual report. Ms. Michaela.
Not used to going first. Usually follow Tyler, it seems. Okay, so first we have the annual report. I'm required by Iowa code to present this to the Board of Supervisors every year. I typically do this, a semi-annual report as well in January. This is just a snapshot again of everything that we do every day. I think it's a great tool. It's not something that I typically use because, you know, obviously we're processing and balancing on the micro level. But if you have any questions, certainly let me know. This will also be published in the paper. The report that you get has a lot more detail than what's published in the paper, which I think is useful.
Nothing material, Michaela, to report?
No.
Okay.
No, the only thing I would point out is that the amount of interest that we were able to earn this year was much higher than what I had budgeted. I had budgeted for 75,000, and the interest that we were able to collect was just in general fund interest was over 357,000.
That's excellent.
So about
That's excellent.
$282,000 over the revenue that I actually budgeted for.
That is outstanding.
So,
I mean, it's good, but it's also not good because it's a
Correct.
result of what's going on in the economy. But how often are we reviewing our interest rates?
very frequently,
Okay. Okay.
sometimes almost on a daily basis. You know,
Excellent.
it really does take a lot of work, and a lot of shifting. But
Are we
yeah.
now? So when you and I talked about this, it's got to be several months ago. Are we still in that 5% range, or where are we at now on interest rate?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Excellent. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, I really appreciate you, Michaela, the work you've done on that, keeping on top of that.
Yeah, it does take a lot of monitoring for sure. So,
Great job, Michaela. Appreciate that. This is just a receive and file, so there's no further discussion. Just close discussion, receive and file.
If you can make a motion for receive and file, that'd be great.
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you. Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Item number 2 is discussion action in the Pella driver's license lease agreement. Ms. Michaela again.
so this is just a renewal of our annual driver's license agreement with the city of Pella to retain our facility over there in the community center. They've granted us a room. There is a $1 annual lease fee, which has been submitted with this batch of claims. Nothing has changed in the agreement. It's the same agreement we signed last year.
Michaela, are you still seeing the attendance pretty high there? People using it? Is there
Oh,
appointments?
absolutely. And they would like to see, you know, more see more of a presence there. Of course, that's difficult for us because, we only have so much staff, and when we do send a staff member over there, that means that we give up one in Knoxville. So we have to shut down those appointments, but having the Knoxville station open, that allows us in Pella to at least service Pella residents, whereas before, when everybody went over there, then that meant if you wanted service in Marion County that day for your driver's license, no matter where you were from, you also went to Pella. So that's really kind of enabled us to focus on just the Pella residents while we're there. So I really think it's beneficial for both Knoxville and for Pella.
And you do that weekly, correct?
Correct, every Wednesday.
Board, any questions for Michaela?
I have none.
Entertain a motion?
I move we approve the 2023-2024 Pella driver's license lease agreement.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye. Item number 3 is also Ms. Michaela regarding the treasurer's office, a part-time position. Ms. Michaela, I know that you had spoke to us a little bit about this at the budget, and then also this is kind of a different scenario than what you currently have or have had in the past, correct?
Correct, yes.
What you're seeking.
We did hire a part-time position last year just to get us through tax season. So just for a couple of months. Every budget year I talk about adding more part-time, help. I've been able to negotiate not having to do that. As I look forward at the next 6 months to a year, I have a potential retirement. I also have an FMLA that will start in December and go for 12 weeks. As we look at staff turnover that we've had the last couple of years, when we are full staff and everybody's trained, which means everybody's been there at least a year, we can operate pretty well as long as there are no extensive time off. Once we get outside of that formula, then we begin to struggle. So one thing I would like to try would be to implement a part-time position that starts at tax season, just like it did last year, but extend that position through the end of March, which would encompass the next tax season and get us through that period where, we may be shorter staffed than usual.
And then do you currently have that within your budget?
I do, yes.
Board, do you have any questions for Michaela? Concerns?
No, I have none. I have no problem with it.
Michaela, yeah, can you, and you say that you're receiving lots of calls. It says in your email, you're receiving,
We do.
Okay,
We
all right.
do. And that sometimes is just to have someone who's able to direct traffic is a huge benefit for us.
And this person will be located in your office?
Correct,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I know when I looked at the email I thought maybe he was talking about putting them in the rotunda somewhere.
Well, I keep pitching that idea.
But I have no
I've
idea.
been pitching that idea for several years, so.
I don't know where we physically do that, but
No, I appreciate you sending the email, appreciate you presenting to the board, and I have no problem with that. So, board, if you have no problem with it, we can make the motion
so moved.
for approval of a part-time position.
Second.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you,
It's in your
Michaela.
budget though, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So we had a Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
On to item number 4 is the Marion County Courthouse Ground Special Event and regarding the Fair Association.
Morning.
Good morning, Glenn.
The city, the chamber and the raceway are working together to have the Tuesday night concert before the main part of the Nationals. Not at the Raceway this year, but downtown. And city's processing an application, as they do every year with Brian Stickles, A&P Pub, who's 3rd Street there. He has an outdoor party with bands. And we're also processing an application to close Robinson this year. And the band will be, and their stage will be located at the intersection of 3rd and Robinson in a 45-degree angle from the bank where Mike Allen's building. The Raceway, Jason's here to answer questions. Would like to bring the 3 NOS cars down. Now, NOS is the sponsor of the concert, and put them in your parking lot on the courthouse grounds. The cars would come in around 5 and they'd leave around 9. And they would be available when the main band is playing Steel Panther. And we're hoping to bring a bit of the Raceway to downtown and to make it more accessible, if you like, to the general public in doing this. And this is the first time, and we're hoping it won't be the last.
All right.
So we're applying for permission to use your parking lot, your grounds, if you like. There'll be people on the grounds in addition to being in the streets.
But other than just using the parking lot, and after hours, obviously, so to bring in
Yeah.
the cars, so you'll bring them in at 5, is that correct? Okay. All right, so,
Jason, any issues? And Chris just texted and he has no issues with it, so I have no issues with it.
I hope you enjoy the music. I haven't listened to this kind of music since the early 70s.
I was gonna say you're gonna date us here in a minute, Glenn, so just.
all right,
I think Mark made a motion, I'll second.
Yeah,
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Ramey.
aye.
thank you, Glenn. Jason. Item number 5 is resolution 2023-71, which is our FY24 ICAP.
I can kick this off if you'd like. This is an annual event. We start this process several months back. We receive information from ICAP. We have to provide updates, lists, boards, some financials, all sorts of different information, and then ICAP goes through their process of our annual renewal. We work through McKay's on that for our yearly day-to-day things like that as our daily contacts. One thing that is requested each year from ICAP is that we designate a proxy, you might say, for the county. So generally, historically, that's been the auditor's office. Most instances, yesterday we had a couple. If an incident happens, our office is contacted and we start the process with the insurance company. We try and get information, incident reports, photos, anything that we can turn in from that type of thing, and the contact information for our local department, for our departments as well. Once the process gets rolling on any claims, the departments are great about working and providing information with any adjusters. So that's on incidents. Other daily grind that we do that comes through our office is daily additions, or not daily, feels like it sometimes, but additions, new vehicles, removal of vehicles, new buildings, removal of buildings, new equipment, all those things are processed as on demand. We don't wait. We learned some time ago, you don't wait till the renewal to do all the additions and changes. We do it yearly, or excuse me, we do it daily when we receive them. Also fits well into our fixed asset and inventory program as well. So this resolution before you is to designate our office as that kind of point of contact, knowing that the departments help and work with these tremendously as well. But it's kind of requested. So if anybody else wants to do it, that'd be all right. But it's just historically been to us.
Jake, why is Franklin Township billed separately?
Historically, Franklin Township has been, I don't know if the word umbrella is the right word or not, been listed through our insurance. We used to have several other townships, and even the Raceway was under our umbrella. Slowly those have been removed and they do their own thing. We don't, they don't have any equipment, land, They don't have fire department. They don't have anything like that. So they've just been listed under our umbrella. I'm assuming it was for rates way back in the day. That's effectively probably just for liability insurance. So they are listed on our invoice. We do not pay that amount. It's a very minimal amount. They pay direct.
Okay.
That's a historical thing that's been
All
for a
right.
long time.
Okay.
So I don't think it hurts the county. They don't have any claims. They don't have any equipment. They don't have a schedule. So,
Okay.
Indiana Township was on ours, and then, after the tornado went through, they got their own, that they weren't under our umbrella at all anymore. So.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Morning.
Morning.
We've also got Tanya on Zoom. She handles most of the day-to-day, transactions with Jake's office. With the economy, the way it's been with the losses and with the claims that we've been seeing over the past years that are now becoming more common, the ICAP is taking rate, again this year. It's about 10% over what it was last year, but a majority of that was because we did some ICAP required an increase in building coverage. And then in review of the contents, equipment values that the county has had, we've had those values at the same level for many years. And so the county has elected to increase the values on that property as well. So that nets about 50,000 more this year.
Okay.
Other than that, the cyber liability stayed the same premium, so no other news from the carriers at this time as to additional threats or higher limits at this time, so. The revenue.
And obviously, Scott, when we talk about this increase, that's an increase that the insurance company, that's not necessarily going to you, that's going to the insurance company, what they're charging.
Correct,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
it's an
yeah, 'cause-
increase in premium, just like
yeah.
we see, home and auto is going up 25% and.
Yeah.
So this one is just 10% and that is for ICAP.
Board, do you have any questions for Scott? Tanya?
Nope.
Madam Chair, I would just like to add, I just wanted to thank Jake and Danny, Amanda, their staff. Obviously, at the sheriff's office, our fleet, I mean, on the vehicle aspect or our equipment is probably one of the higher users in regards to that, whether it be hitting a deer or different things. But Jake's office has been fabulous to work with on that. Troy, my chief deputy, sends the information. They're very good. And then also with McKay's, I mean, with Tanya and everything, they're always very responsive to those things. So just wanted to thank both of them for it.
You're very welcome.
No further questions or discussion?
Nope.
I'll entertain a motion for resolution 2023-71
So moved.
to approve.
Yes.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Thank you. Item number 6 is the public hearing portion for the proposed Marion County Ordinance 2023-5.
Yes.
Missy.
So this is a parcel up on 105th. You can go to the map, it might be easier. And the wish is to rezone from A1 agricultural to commercial ag. And they're proposing it's for a small to mid-size equipment, as well as hay rakes and that type of haying equipment mowers. This was presented to the Marion County engineer and to Marion County Environmental Health, who had no concerns. The one in first looking at it, and that's why it was important to get Tyler's input, is there's two different accesses. One comes in from Jasper County, which is much shorter. The Marion County route to it's about 4 miles of gravel. Their proposal is that they're only gonna see 5 to 8 additional vehicles a day. They rarely have any type of semi equipment bringing in their equipment. It's on smaller trailers. Again, the land use plan is agricultural and commercial ag meant to be intermixed within the agricultural district. As you'll see on the ordinance, I did add a couple of conditions. Those are actually standard conditions within the zoning ordinance. One, if it went more than 2 years of not being used as commercial use, there may be the option to take it back to A1. And the other one would be just so that, again, with the access mostly being, the concern is if there's to ever be a use change from any other type of use that would be allowed within the commercial ag district, that there would be a site plan review required so that everything could then again be reviewed. When I sent out the 2 rounds of property owner notices, I only got a call on the last notice before this meeting. That was from the property owner that owns 2 parcels to the north, and only because she's selling her property that she had some questions and really no concerns about it. Mr. Symington does own both the parcel to the north and the south that will remain agricultural and act as a buffer.
Since this is the public hearing portion, is there any public comments? Seeing none online. All right. Entertain a motion for closing the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 7 is the ordinance 2023-5, which would be approval of the first reading. Board, any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye.
Number 8 is the ordinance 2023-5, which would be waiving the second and third readings.
Motion to approve.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye. Number 9.
So this is the
Site
site plan
plan.
portion of the property. They will be building a 40 by 80 shop that will be located, and this did adjust a little, so they're gonna be 95 feet running with the road, north and south. And I believe it's 100 feet from the south property line and 150 feet from the north property line. They have designated the parking area, the ADA parking. They have the 1 spot that's required for ADA parking. The site well, and shown in the blue, is where they'll locate the equipment for sale. Kind of a rough estimate. They usually have 50 to 100 pieces of equipment at any one time, with a turnover of 5 to 10 units a week. Their proposal for lighting is strictly security lighting. There isn't, as you can see, any houses in close proximity to be for security lighting to be invasive. The signage that they're proposing on the site will be on the building. And they did inquire about putting a sign out at Highway 14, which that would be a DOT question, like a directional sign. So yeah, pretty basic. I transferred their sketch into the official site plan. Right now, it's just housing equipment and their farm operation equipment.
Mhm.
You have anything to add, Clark?
All right. All right. Motion to approve the site plan.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Missy.
Item number 10. This is the Employee Recognition Program. The program that we have, as the board, have taken the initiative in the last few years that we want to honor those that have worked for the county. And those are the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and beyond. So I believe, board, if you have before you, Mark, do you have the 5 years? We could read those.
I do. These are the 5-year service award recipients. Thank you again for your service to Marion County taxpayers. Randy Emol is in our 9/11 department. Nathan, is it Forst? Jason, did I say that correctly? Sheriff's Office. Derek Lancer, also Sheriff's Office. Jeffrey McLaren, Sheriff's Office. Andrew Myers, IT. Samuel Pitt, also in the Sheriff's Office. Congratulations.
Yes, and I have the 15-year awards, and I too would like to thank everybody for their service to Marion County. Jeffrey Anderson, EMA. Justin Kingery, Sheriff's Office. Jeff Lubin, Sheriff's Office. Tammy Van Gort, the Road Department. And Jennifer Wilson, the Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
I have the 20 and the 25. So I would like to thank Barbara Tate. I believe Barbara is online. She's not with us today, but Barbara, thank you for 20 years in the Public Health Department. We are grateful that working with us. On to 25 years is Judy Van Holzen. And Judy also is the Public Health Department. I don't believe Judy is with us either. I think she's at a meeting today, but thank you, Judy. We appreciate all your commitment to public health and being our, I believe it's our nurse, correct? Yep, public health nurse. And also 25 years is Brian Poffenberger. And Brian, I do have a plaque I'd like to present to you. Brian works in our road department and we are very grateful. If we could get maybe a picture afterwards with you, Brian, as a board, that would be great.
Good job, Brian.
Entertain a motion to close discussion. And the recognition.
So
program.
moved.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye.
This is the portion for the Board of Supervisors for updates. Board. Steve, do you have any updates?
I think Tyler and I will have a SERPTA, kind of a special SERPTA meeting sometime. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to schedule that, but that's coming up.
We have EMS meeting tomorrow night. We're getting closer and closer to where the group will make a recommendation. We'll see what happens with tomorrow night's vote. And then, yeah, that'll do it.
I don't have any meetings, but I would just like to remind the department heads and the electeds, we're starting a new budget cycle. So just a reminder to continuing to monitor your budgets, obviously, but also specifically staying within their department fund balances this year, if we could. And meaning that not to exceed your general fund balance and your general supplemental fund balance. So appreciate that if you guys could focus on that and continue. We're going to work with Lindsay. I know that I'm going to work with Lindsay, continuing to hopefully maybe smooth the process in which when we do budgets, communication. So if you hear from us, hear from Lindsay or I, that's what that's about. So that is it. That's all I have. Entertain a motion to close or adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.